Good morning. Give a few minutes for people to hop on, but only in one position currently. Trying to figure out how to fix my camera. Right now it's showing that it's grayed out. Alrighty, looks like it's working now. So, like I was saying, I am only in one position currently. It is DEVS. And I usually connect my TradingView account when I do it on YouTube, so I guess I'll do that today. But overall, a good day so far. If I was smart, I'd probably walk away at this point, but I'm going to see if there's any opportunities that present themselves in pre-market. Let's see if recently when I've been trying to connect my TradeZero account, it's been giving me a little bit of trouble. Cool, it's working this time. Okay, as you can see from the P&L, $1,800 on the day. I'll go over the plays I played this morning. The only position I'm currently in right now is 1,000 shares of DEVS, which, I mean, $400, $500, not a very big position. I was going back and forth if I should hold WORX, and I thought at 7 it might try to test that $1 level again, so I closed my position. But most of the P&L for the day, the $1,800 is mostly from this ticker right here, one that I was excited about yesterday, but when it was trading like right here, I said it was going to fade all day. It did fade most of the day, and then it popped again pre-market today. I re-entered, and over half my P&L, my $1,800 is from that. The rest is from WORX and I think DEVS, because this is my second short. As you can see, I shorted it once, closed, I shorted it again at 50 cents. And this time I only entered 1,000 shares because since it was a second test, I thought it might get up to the 54, 55. And the reason why I alerted this one in our group, the main reason I alerted this one was because Wednesday, this one made it attempted to break over 50 cents, couldn't hold. And then this is typical what you see. You'll see a red day, and then the third day it'll try to test those highs, and most of the time it fails. And even if it doesn't fail, you can get out pretty cleanly without taking too big of a loss. But yeah, so that's why I'm in that one. But very small position. I'm up $1,800 right now. I'm probably gonna be very strategic about my entries because this week has been chaos. Yesterday was I was trading kind of manicky, I think. Had my biggest win and my biggest loss yesterday of the month. So I don't know if I've ever done that before. But that tells me I was probably oversizing, being a little too aggressive. But yeah, keeping an eye on this play right here, WORX. Let me, on YouTube, I usually connect it to TradingView or TradeZero. So you can see kind of where my entries were on this one. So I've been playing it this morning. As you can see, when it fell below VWAP, I took an entry. When it was testing $1, took more entries, and then sold right before 7. Because when it goes to 7, when the rest of the pre-market, like Webull, Robinhood, all those places allow traders to start trading, sometimes you'll see a little pop, but not today. So I will re-enter this, as you can see, if it gets up to 98 cents, 99 cents, and also at $1.09. It's supposed to be 1,000 shares. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm looking at so far. But yeah, $1,800 morning so far. So I'm not going to force anything, since that's kind of been the theme lately. This week it feels like I've been forcing some trades, especially ASST, which I haven't even looked at today. How's it doing? Or haven't looked at in a few. Still looking bullish. It gave back some of the gains. I saw that this morning at 4 it got almost up to 10, but I said I wasn't touching it yesterday. I lied. I'm not touching it today.
Sita.
It's got an alert. SYTA. And even with these alerts, I'm gonna be super strategic about my entries. Like, this isn't up enough for me. If it gets up to $2, I'm interested. If it doesn't get up to $2, I'm not interested. And I'm not saying there's not a short here. It'll probably go right back down, but like I said, I'm having a good day. I want it to stay that way. Not forcing any trades today. Yeah, there's some good moves this morning. And I might be missing some plays. Let me see what all I traded today. I'm all green on the day, but nothing was really that big of a win, besides maybe. So, oh yeah, I did trade a little bit of ZKIN as well. But the main plays I made the most money from were, oh wow, see, the one I didn't enter is giving it all back, but that's all right. Made most of my money from WBY, and you can see I have some more entries. Let me connect this. If it gets to 12, 13, 14, I'm entering again. Let's see if it connects. Well, I'll come back to it, but yeah, so, but the main ones I'm keeping my eyes on right now is WORX. If any of you, I think some of the people in our group, some of our members, who was it? I think it was Gabe alerted this one, which was when it was around $1. That's about when I entered. Well, you can see all my entries. Entered when it broke VWAP and when it got back up to $1. If this one pops again, I'm definitely interested. But out of all the things moving today, that's about the only thing I'm interested in. Maybe WBUY if it pops again, DEVS. I'm in 1,000 shares, only 500 bucks worth of shares because I entered at 50 cents. I might let this one ride just for the sake of it, but I'll be looking for some alerts today, but again, like I was saying, and like my post last night in the group, a little disappointed with how I traded yesterday. Again, I ended up at basically break even, slightly in the green, um, gross, but net wise with my locate fees, I imagine I was slightly negative yesterday, but yeah, so. And for y'all that just keep asking about Kimfo, I'm back on Kimfo. I'm gonna just give in. So I'm gonna elaborate on why I kind of got off for a couple weeks. Is because there's a trade in March that they just completely got the data wrong. I don't know what was pulled, but it said I took a way bigger loss than I did, and I sent them my TradeZero logs for them to address, and they still haven't addressed it. My trading logs. So frustrated me a little bit, so I got off, but a few people have asked about why I'm not on there anymore, so got it back. But the bad loss in I didn't have a good month in March, but one of the plays made it look like it was way worse than it actually was. So, but if they don't ever fix it, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't mind being transparent, but I want it to be accurate. I don't want it to look like I trade worse than I do. Of course, it could be the other way around, but all good. So I probably should have stayed in this one. This one will probably give back most of its gains. No news. Random pop. I looked, the company isn't like in a tight cash situation. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I think they still have about a year runway of cash. I was in 3,000 shares, so that's kind of why I sold, because I thought I was going to get another entry opportunity, but there might not be. NIVF. Oh yeah, and there was one that I did pretty well on too. I forgot. It's like a random spike. SP. What was it? SHPH. Yeah, SHPH had a crazy pop this morning too. Let me pull it up. SHPH. So I got to play this one. As usual, sold out too quick, but yeah, this one was like beast mode right before 70 at 635. It was struggling to get above 50, and then in the same candle it got to $1. Wild move, wild move. But those aggressive moves like that never sustain. So, or very rarely. It's usually the grind ups like we're seeing with ASST that sustain. So I'm kind of annoyed that I kept re-entering it because it's obviously bullish. If you can't look at this chart and tell this stock is bullish, probably shouldn't be trading. So these are the ones you got to be careful for. But when they blast off like this, like double in one candle, like literally trading at 50, 5-minute candle, which this was a 1-minute move. This is a 5-minute candle, but it got up here in 1 minute. Those are usually the ones that retract. So that's what I'll be looking for today in the PR drops. Some like a massive move like that. But I won't be entering any of these pops unless it's 100% plus. Going forward, I'm gonna try to stick to that rule. ZAPP, I don't think I saw that one this morning. Is this one you're talking about? Or this one's from yesterday. Yeah, I remember seeing this one on oh yeah, this one was beautiful. I didn't catch this one. I didn't wake up exactly at 4. Should have woke up about 4:15. But 4, I mean, that's the point of waking up, is to be available at 4, because that's usually when these pops happen. But yeah, that was a nice pop. Yeah, no, I think you're probably looking at the day before, but there was a nice move the day before for sure. You're right. But yeah, that's how the mornings going. And I might go over now that my Kinfo is back, I might actually screen share and talk about a few things at some point, because this year actually has been very interesting, because January I made 61,000, then February I made 42. So by end of February I was already up 100K. Then had a brutal month, March. April, it says negative 40, but again, I was the ones that I'm trying to get addressed would actually bring that down to negative 20, because my TradeZero data says that there's a discrepancy. So, but regardless, it was a red month. That is accurate. Then April was 18K, and then May is off to a okay-ish start, but would really like to have a solid month, because started this year off very strong, and then the last couple months haven't been too hot. So I'm gonna continue to try to dial in this strategy. Not get too reckless, be very strategic with my entries, especially with these pops during this time, because 7 to 9:30 data says it's not my best time. So, and it's just because I get in too early, too fast, or too heavy, too fast with some of these plays. Because we have to realize, like, shorting first green days, there's some high risk to it. So you just got to make sure you protect yourself, and I haven't done that the last couple months as good as I should have. But still had an 18K month last month, but compared to January and February, a little underwhelming. And it's just because I took some losses I didn't need to. But for those of y'all that kept asking, it's up again. But yeah, I think most of us had a rough day trading yesterday, because I'll go over some of these plays, even though they might hurt to look at. I honestly got bailed out with VEEE. I should have had a worse day than I did yesterday. This offering drop was clutch. But again, that's part of why I trade these. These are things I look at when I enter these positions. Like, is it luck? Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. But we're banking on, like, that's one of the great things about shorting, is that when you short these companies that are overextended, Moon Market, this is a pumper on Twitter and YouTube. He pumped this. I was wondering what happened. He pumped this early yesterday, and I love when he pumps stuff, because it usually comes right back down. Not usually this quick, but it will come back down. And like their earnings was actually terrible. Like they were advertising it was like a 90% increase quarter over quarter, but if you looked at year over year, they were actually negative from the previous year. So the data wasn't as good as Moon Market made it out to be, and they weren't in the best cash position. So right in after hours, they did an offering. Very thankful for that. But I know it got a few of us, because even I alerted it here. I actually think I took some profit here, so I didn't get burnt by this move, but I did get burned somewhere, and I kind of got, or I shouldn't say burned. I was red going into after hours, coming up with my game plan. And my game plan was to hope they do an offering, and if they don't, close before end of day, because the overnight bar fees on this thing were expensive. So got bailed out there. Yeah, that's a good strategy. There was actually a good interview last night. They had a long on there, part of that like Tim Sykes trading group. Those people that are trained in that program. But he goes long, and it was interesting to see his perspective. He talked a lot about psychology, which we all know is extremely important, because you can give, I mean, y'all see my playbook, and there's a lot of people. I would love to say I'm the only transparent trader, but I'm far from that. There's a lot of transparent traders. They put their strategy out there, but still 90+% of people fail. So it's kind of interesting if you think about it. Obviously, psychology is a part of this trading, but it's actually a huge part of it, because many strategies work. It's just, are you disciplined enough to follow it? Or, you know, smart enough, aware enough to see when things don't go your way, because we all become very biased. That's why I actually became a short, because of the long trolls on StockTweet and Twitter and Webull comments and stuff like that. It's like, man, you see these longs, they fall in love with these penny stocks. It's just like, can't do that. So this is, like I was saying, the only position I'm in. Only entered 1,000 shares, so $500. I wish I would have entered heavier, but I'm still learning about these sub-dollar shorts. It's something I've been wanting to do, but TradeZero didn't allow it. So between all the other things I'm doing, I just didn't prioritize it. But I'm gonna dabble around in it. So far I'm shooting 100%, but I've only entered like 3. So there's still a lot to learn with this, but you might see me start taking some positions here as well. Oh, you saw that interview? Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? And I like that it was a long, because he kind of explained what he looked for. And he's kind of like the opposite of me. Like, he has, and what you almost have to be, because I have like again, when I say things like this, I have proof, but Kinfo shows this year 91% win rate. He had 38% win rate. I take small to medium wins, but big losses, which I'm trying to dial in. His was opposite. He gets big wins, but a lot of losses. They're just small. So it's interesting how you can find ways to be profitable in trading. But that's kind of why I was frustrated about that Kinfo discrepancy, because it makes it look like I had a bigger loss than I did. And I'm like, that's what I've been trying to dial in this year, and I haven't had too many compared to last year. So something I'm still trying to work on as a trader. If WBUY gets back up to, I'm not sure why it's not showing my entries, because it's connected, but I kind of have an entry at 11.95, 12.95, 13.95, 14.95, and 15.95. So if it wants to make its way back up here, and I'm gonna keep doing that until it proves that it's not going to keep going down. Is it kind of bullish looking now, honoring the 200? Yes, but it still should be down here in $3. It's fighting a little bit. So I'm gonna re-enter. This was my big win of yesterday. Made over 3K with this one. I think about 3,500 actually. Should have made more. I said I was gonna hold it to end of day. If I would have held it to end of day, I would have made more. But I started scaling out close to the end of the day around this level. Yeah, I agree, Alex. I thought it was a good interview for sure. I didn't agree with his philosophy with some things, but that's the beauty of trading. I mean, we can all have our own philosophy. Doesn't mean one's right or wrong. It's kind of catered to how we trade. I think he did call out like people that short on first screen days. I was like, that's me. That's what I do. But it works. It works for me. But it was a good interview though. Anyways, it's a Friday. There's probably not gonna be a lot of PRs, but like I always do, if something hits the scanner, I'll let you know. As of right now, I'm just going to watch to see how far my DEVS drops. I will re-enter. Where'd it go? I will re-enter WORX if it gets to $1 range roughly. Um, it might not, but if it does, I'm going to add an entry there and another entry a little higher. If it breaks, I'm out. Breaks after hours high of yesterday. But besides that, I'm not really. Let me pull up my top gainers. I might be missing something, but as of right now, that's the main ones I'm looking at. Oh, WBUY is popping again, so I think that just hit my. Oh no, my first position's at 12.95, not 11.95. So let's see if it hits it. I don't like that it broke above these two, so now I'm in it. I don't like how it broke between these two, so, but I still think it's just gonna come back down, but we'll see. A relatively small position, because like I said yesterday, I'm gonna try to be more strategic with my entries and stuff. I just made a decent amount on this one, so I can't, till it proves me wrong. Yesterday on this move, this morning I caught this one, then I caught this one. So until it proves me wrong, I'm gonna keep doing it with WBUI. How's it going, Steven? How's your morning going? Devs. Yeah, I figured it would. I'm happy to see that. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting into this. I'm gonna start casually dabbling in these sub um, dollar tickers because it's still the same. It's the same move. It's the first massive green day, clear high, and it's at a cycle. Another reason why I entered this is because it was at a psychological level too. 50 cents. It's kind of like $1. It's hard for them to bust past these. Clear high, and then red day yesterday, and then also, like I was saying earlier, I don't like stocks that grind up, but like boom, 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 like these solid green candle after one after another gets to a key level. That's what I like to see. So hopefully this one will pay. I'm already up 20% on it, but of course it was a small entry. I had double the size earlier. Well, you can see it. Basically entered it twice. Um, this time only 1,000 shares, but that's all right. WBUY. I like it. I'm gonna like it unless it breaks this high, but I like it right now. So if it breaks 16, I'm probably going to bail. I'm going to be sad about it if it does. But I'm hoping it comes down. That's what I'm banking on. If not, I'm going to get out. We have a decent sized position now that it tested all the way up to that pre-market spike. I'm in 400 shares, so I'm going to have to cut it quick. And I'll get out if it closes above here. Ooh. So the next level is, geez, this thing's turned into a beast. Trying to mess up my day. This it's going to come down. So I'm keeping an eye on this one. This is a trash stock that had that NASDAQ relisting news yesterday. So it's running. I'm not really sure what's causing it to run right now, but so I trimmed some of my position. I'm trying to be honest. Didn't get it completely out because this is going to come back down. And I re-entered at the 17, 18 range. Pretty intense move though. So my average is now 1589. So not too bad looking at ZKIN. Yeah, no, that I played that one this morning as well. But I kind of bailed on it early too. As you can see, I got in a really good entry, but sold right here. Because I thought this was going to keep popping up, but yeah, this was another wild one that didn't honor levels yesterday. Because I don't even know why I have this. I don't even pay too much attention to volume, but it's on my chart for some reason. But yeah, no, once it broke that level yesterday, that thing went ham. And I played it after hours, I think. Yeah, I did. I think I made a little on it, but nothing impressive. But I probably should have held on to that entry this morning. Anyways, I'm in this one kind of heavy to be honest, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. But if anything else, so now I'm green. I'm green in it. So this might make my day again today. Let's see. Might actually trim some of these shares at break even, to be honest. That's probably the smart thing to do. Not try to hit the home run. Because I'm in a little bit heavier than I'd like to be. DVS is tanking. Yeah, no news on WBUY. It's news from yesterday. That's why I'm so confident in this play is they were trading for $3 and then they got listed. They were non-compliant, got unlisted from NASDAQ, and they got relisted and it spiked up to $27 yesterday. So I love overreactions like this. Can they still hurt you? Of course. But majority of the time, these overreactions, I've noticed, usually come back down to reality. Because like ASST running, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's crypto. Like it's been a theme. It's this, you know, like we've known at this point that when they mention in their PR crypto, especially about building a treasury where they're going to stockpile it, simultaneous with crypto has been rallying the last week or so, especially last few days. It makes sense why this one raged like it did, but this one, I don't really know why. The only thing that makes me a little nervous about this one is that it got up to 26, 27 on this BS pump yesterday. So there is potential it could try to test that. I don't think that's going to happen, but just something you got to be aware of. DEVS still dropping. What's WRX doing? It's not showing up on here, but I have some entries around one to I think $1.15 if it pops again. This one has an, like I said, okay finances, but I don't know why it's popping right now. Yeah, Alex. I mean, I'll elaborate on that soon, especially in the group, about what I do with some of my profits and stuff. But for the wheel strategy, um, I'm gonna keep it on this while I talk about it. Do you sell covered calls as well? Yeah, I do. But I'm honestly, y'all know I don't talk about macros a lot, but um, I'm being very strategic with my will strategy right now. Like I tend to be slightly aggressive with it. I mean, meaning when I sell the calls and puts, it's about I don't ever talk about it. It's the theta, is it the theta or delta? But anyways, the one that says about 30% chance probability of getting hit. Can't remember if that's delta or theta because again, I just casually do this with my winnings. But regardless, when I do that, I usually try to stay in that like 30% probability range. But lately, I've been knocking it down to about 20, 15 so they don't get filled or I don't get a position that puts me in a bad spot due to all the volatility. But the reason why I'm saying I'm being very strategic is because I should see if I can pull up this chart. I saw something yesterday where over the past like 10, 20 years, there's never been a higher net outflow of like institutions, hedge funds, whatever, like getting out of stocks right now. And then there's never been like this is trying to ruin my day, but there's never been a greater time where there's been more retail like diving in, thinking that the news is, you know, everything's going to be okay with the tariffs, blah blah blah. So it's very interesting to see the discrepancy there. institutions, hedge funds is very risk off with stocks right now, where it seems like retail is very, very bullish, which scares me because I would love to say retail usually knows what's going to happen, but it's usually quite the opposite. So, the point of all that is that I have been not as aggressive, so not getting as good of returns as usual, because obviously we all know this, the closer you sell the calls to in the where the price target is, obviously you get a higher return, but I've been staying more in like the 15-20 delta. But yeah, so I sell puts, and then if I get assigned, I sell calls. So I do both. Last year got decent returns too, roughly around, I think about 30, high 30s, low 40s. Some of them were only like 10, 20%, but SoFi killed it last year. I almost got, I think, about 70, 80% return on it alone. Ooh, if y'all are, Steven, you mentioned, whether you look, I saw you said you are looking at ZKIN. Did you enter it? Because that was a nice little move. WBUY. I hope it doesn't do me dirty because I am going to let it at least play till 20. I would potentially re-enter this one if it gets back to VWAP because it's cleared the direction of this stock right now. And we all know this was an overreaction yesterday. I think it burned some of us. I'm surprised I wasn't in it, honestly. Yeah, Martin, that's so this might be a sore subject to even talk about this ticker right now because it was some of these moves it made yesterday were insane. Like when it finally broke, that was a crazy move. And then after hours, going from like 280 to like 440 in one candle. When it was trading, in this small little range all day. It's wow. Have ASST pulled up. I'm gonna casually look at it throughout the day, but it it sure broke my heart yesterday and the day before. So, but again, that's on me. Like this is obviously bullish. I need to chill with some of these entries. The part that frustrated me though is the test of rehighs. It did not honor a lot of the high of days, but a lot of stocks didn't do that yesterday. We're talking about this one as well, ZKIN. Yeah, I figured it probably got a few of y'all. Yeah, honestly, it's hard to predict these moves. That's just a wild move, especially when the all day the range was basically what, like $1.80 to $1.28, and then it does this. It's, it's an outlier. But somebody brought a good point in the group when I posted about yesterday. Said it was overall a pretty bullish day with like macro news and stuff, so maybe that played a role. Still in WBUY. Again, I know I'm being a little loose. A lot of people probably would have got out already, but I'm looking at this candle 20. If it breaks that, I'm definitely getting out. But again, this one was trading for $3 on Wednesday. They got relisted to NASDAQ, shoots up to 26. Faded to 5 range. Now it's popping again. This is not an uncommon trend. First green day, red day, then a little pop on the third day. Sometimes it retests, like which one's DVS is a good example. Sometimes it retests almost to the high of the previous or the first day on the third day. So this one got a lot closer. I'm hoping this one doesn't get up to the 26 range because I would probably exit at 20 and have to re-enter a little closer. But it's not uncommon of a move. But surprised people are buying this. I don't know what you see in this stock, but whatever. And one of the reasons I got out of this one so quick, it's not showing my entries again. I'm not really sure why, but one of the reasons I got out of this one so quick, I'm gonna start like if the moves aren't decisively made, like if it just kind of grinds sideways, it just feels a little bit more high risk to me. Because this almost like the stock can't decide what it wants to do. So that's what it was doing. It's been doing all pre-market, so that's why I went ahead and took profit. But WORX and ZKIN, I'll keep it here for a little bit till I hear an alert. DEVS is trying to have a little bit of a bounce here. Kind of want WRX to pop one more time, though. I wouldn't mind another dollar entry going into the, because I do think it's going to fade at some point. But like I was saying, I got out because it was going a little sideways. But if it wants to get back up to a dollar, especially $1.10, $1.15, I'll look to re-enter. Anyone own ASST? I sure am not. Are you in it, JT? 2030? Wanting WBUY to fail. Come back down. $300 shares at 809. Okay. Time for it to flush down to 5. I hope you're right. Yeah. I mean, it's a Friday. If there's ever been a chance for it to, it's on a Friday, but I'm still a little nervous. I'm going to stay away from it. It's already took enough of my money. I could see that. I mean, in all reality, it is looking weaker. The weakest it's looked, you know, this trajectory was going straight up. Now it's going a little bit sideways, but I'm not falling for its trick. I'm a little nervous with this one. But there, if it does fail, man, there's a lot of room for it to fall. I don't think it's getting back to these areas just because it's crypto, but I think it is going to fall some. CTMX, Martin, should I look at that one? Which one should I look at? CTMX. Testing, what was that? After hours high? Yeah, if it was up past 50, I might be interested, but it is a good retest. But I don't think it's up enough for me. WBUY is finally falling. Hopefully it'll go below VWAP here. Keep an eye on it. Man, these plays are kind of boring today. Did you enter it, Martin, or just called it out? EVS coming back down. I'll probably take profit at like 200. So, like I said, very small position. I'm trialing these sub $1 stocks. Yeah, CMTX it doesn't get a lot of, wasn't getting a lot of volume. That makes me nervous too. You can tell by the way these candles look. NITO. Martin, you, let's see what you got. Okay. This one looks interesting. It's about 40% right now.
Sita.
It's 8 o'clock. Sometimes it just says random tickers at night at 8 o'clock.
Works.
Why can't you borrow it, Martin? TradeZero will let you? Or the locates? Because I was able to grab some locates. I'm not saying much. If y'all have any questions, let me know, but I'm just not going to. You know the game plan right now. Keeping an eye on DEVS. Going to take profit around the 200. A little oversized in this position, but at some point it's going to fail and come back down. Probably stop out if it gets over 20 though. Nito jumped in this one very small at 54 cents. Not in WORX, but will if it gets back in the dollar range. And I'm not in VKIN either. But it definitely looks like it wants to fade away. Oh yeah, no Martin, it won't let me do it under 50 cent either. I gotta get my entry before then. You're too nice. You alerted us before you got locates. Ooh, WORX made a nice red candle. About a 9 cent move. WBUY. It's trying not to break through VWAP. Looks like it's about to do it. I'm in the money now. Taking some profits because my position's a little big. Write out the rest. went ahead and closed out DEVS just because I wanted less to look at. Probably gonna regret taking profits, more just to get my position to a level that I am more comfortable with. But I think this is going to fade right back down. SYTA alert. Not interested. Need it. Did NITO break above 50 cents again? Dang, got rejected hard. I'm probably gonna take profits on that move. Only gonna make $100 or so, but that's all right. These ones under $1. Obviously, since I'm still learning, I'm small positions to see how they behave. But so far, it's not much different than the ones above $1. And I've traded these going long in the past, but new to shorting stocks under $1. Prefer this candle to close under here, even though I'm trimmed way down. I'm only in 250 shares now, but I definitely want it to close below VWAP. It's look like it's trying to come back. Nice little move. And this is where I'll usually, when it bounces back up to the previous, like this 19 level, I'll enter another little small position, but I'm not re-entering this one. I want to see I'm gonna let it see what it does first, because again, this 26 numbers make got to be aware of that. Just a few days ago it got up there, so I'm in a position size now that I can let it play around some. So not going to re-enter unless obviously it gets up here, and then probably bet the farm on it right there, but I don't think it will get there. Yeah, not super exciting pre-market, but that's all right. Most of the plays were from 4 to 6:59 today, I think. Anyways, not a lot of action. I'll be right back. I got to run grab something. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. It's kind of what I was talking about. Normally I would consider re-entry right here, but with this much range, I'm not going to re-enter. I like my position size, so. WBUY is now the only position I'm still in. Looks like it doesn't want to make a new high, but let's see. I hope it doesn't, but let's see. My average is a little over 16. Martin, it's over 50 cents again. This one doesn't want to die. I don't plan on re-entering it though. Maybe if it gets back to like 55, but I don't plan on re-entering it. I got made a little on the move. Dang, yeah, honestly, Alex, that's probably the secret sauce. And I even thought about if that's when I should live stream too. It's because that's when I make all my monies or my entries that are usually profitable are from 4 to 6:59, and then intraday and after hours. I was saying research shows that 7 to 9:30 is my least profitable time to trade. And I know why. It's just because on pops, I get in too early, too heavy sometimes. But you get like a safety blanket from 4 to 6:59 a.m. because they usually pop for no reason. So that's why I like, that's why I'm interested in this stock because there's no reason for it to be popping right now. Could it still burn me? For sure. But probability says it's going to go down based on historic data on how these usually play out. So I'm down 250 on this one now, but it's starting to fall. So if it falls below VWAP, I'm probably going to trim from 250, probably trim another 100 because I don't like that it's honoring the VWAP. Somebody's keeping it from falling below it. How much did I pay? Let me see. I haven't paid, none of my locates have been expensive today. So I paid for WBUY. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. 11 bucks for 200 shares because I got them in 200 share increments. So I did it a few times. They were 11 bucks for 200 shares, which isn't bad because this is a $17 stock. 17 times 100 divided by 50 divided by 1700. Yeah, that's less than That's less than 1%. Yeah, $11 for 200 shares. This was a $1 stock or $2 stock. That's not good value, but the fact that it's $17, not bad. Because that's basically $3,400 for 200 shares for 11 bucks. It's not even a third of a percent. Why has it went up since then? Yeah, it's went up. I mean, because it's a pretty good opportunity. So that's telling you right there, supply and demand. There's a lot of shorts. Since I've got my locates, there's more shorts that are interested in this play. 15 for 100. That still doesn't feel that bad. 15 divided by 1,700. Still less than a percent, 1%. But it's not cheap, I get it. Far from cheap. But I've seen much worse. And I don't know if I've talked to, that's kind of how I look at locates, kind of do it based off percent of how much the shares are, because if not, it can get a little confusing. But yeah, no, it's definitely went up some. So now it would be about 30 bucks for 200 shares. So I have another take profit at 15.13. But if a candle closes below VWAP, I'm probably going to remove that take profit zone and just let it ride. But it is surprisingly getting a little bit of money flow. I'm surprised that many people are trading this ticker today. About $6 million or 6 million shares have been traded. So it is kind of a slow morning, but it's a Friday. I mean, this is pretty typical for a Friday. So people might be forcing trades on some tickers. That ZKIN might not be a terrible entry as it approaches VWAP. But I'm going to stay away for now. It's a lot to give back. I probably will regret that, but I want to see it bounce to $5 and then I'll be interested. WBUI falling below VWAP again. See if it'll close. Somebody's not wanting it to close below VWAP. Because they know the shorts will pile in probably. bet they're not gonna let this close below VWAP again. Oh yeah, there's a big bid now. Yeah, somebody's not wanting this. Oh, but it just disappeared. There was a 20K bid that, yeah, 20K share bid that popped up for a $17 stock. That's 340K. Feels like spoofing or whatever it's called, or market makers, or somebody's preventing it from going down. Let's see though. The bid went away. It was just there for a second, then disappeared. Come on. There we go. Come on. I'll close right. They're at VWAP, but not under it. Man, it's ZKIN's trying to get past the VWAP. It's done this a few times now. This play is tempting, very tempting. Honestly, I might, if it gets up to 450 again, I might, because the risk worst case scenario is 570, but it could fall so much. Anybody in this one? I'm gonna hold off for now, but I don't think this is a bad entry at all. But I can't give financial advice. This is not financial advice. Waiting to see if WBUY finally fails. It might gap up to 5. Yeah, no, JT, that's what I'm waiting on. If it gets to 5, I'm definitely entering. But I don't think when I was talking that 445, 450 range was a terrible entry either. But to your point, there's a good chance that it's going to test 5 again. And this play yesterday did not respect levels very well. Once it broke through, it just went ham. So I have a little reservation with it. SYTA. Said I'd be interested in the 150 range, so let me see. Because now it's 50% up. Shares are cheap. I entered here, but small position.
Sitta.
So this one's just been diving. Oh, it's still running. Glad it was. So I entered a very small position. I'm up to 1,000 shares now. So $2 is going to be probably a tough spot for it to break. I'm gonna do my last entry at $2. Oh no, no more shares. I thought I got extra. Not good.
Sitta.
So if it stays above 2, I'm stopping out at this one. Taking a small loss. Dang, I hate I can get any more locates. WBUY, I am very surprised it's honoring this VWAP so much. Nice, Alex. You got a better entry than I did. If it closes here above 2, I'm stopping out. And again, WBUY does not fall below VWAP. Boring morning. The KIN is respecting VWAP as well, just keeps bouncing off. But like I've said, if it gets to 5, I'm interested. Trying to break through 2. It'll be a good sign if it can't this candle. Stopped out at SYTA.
SITA.
Okay. WBUY. Let's see what you got. You might be right, Alex. There is a good chance. So I finally got the candle to close below, or we finally get to see the candle close below VWAP. So hopefully it goes down from here. Sorry, I was muted. Alex, what level are you talking about? It stops right above previous high. Talking about the previous high today or another day? It's hard to tell from the chart. Hasn't had a good pop since 325 and it went up to 360. WRX basically came back down to the 200. Potentially could give back more. ZKIN still respecting VWAP. Oh, got it. The local high. Obviously, you can see I re-entered it. Got it. If it breaks a new high, I'm keeping a super tight stop loss this time. If it breaks a new high, again, I'm out. But up 120 now. Lost more than that, so I'm going to hold it. Only problem is there's not a lot running today, so this will get attention. Man, WBY. Ready for this one to die off. I'm out of SYTA. Got out at $1.98. If this one falls below VWAP, I might re-enter though. Terrible cash position. No institutional ownership. But there's not a lot running today, so it could still take off.
SRXH.
SRXH. I'm in SRXH. Pulling it up now. I'm in it. Another entry at 99 cents. If it breaks $1, I'm out. And it broke $1. Does it close? It looks like it will. So I'm getting
SRXH.
Getting out of this one. Ooh. Dang. This is why I might start limiting these pops I play, because it's kind of hasn't been super fruitful today. So I'm just going to pay attention to WBUY. Well, this is Solana. Oh, geez. At $1. Ooh. This fella might run then. SRXH.
SRXH.
So I actually went long on this one. I'm trying this again. XR. What is it? SRXH. And I just made some money on it too. I was in 5,000 shares. Thanks for the heads up, Carlos. I was in 5,000 shares and I sold on the push to 125. I'm still in long 2,500 shares. And I'm just going to let these ride. If it goes below $1, I'm jumping out. So up about 330. And I already took about $300 in profit, so make up for the loss I took on it. This should pull attention away from SYTA or whatever that other one was. What was it? SYTA. Yeah, I told you. This one is done. Probably cooked. Should have held on to it. But didn't know this was going to be released. Okay, I'm up about 430 going long, 450 plus the 300 already took. So I'm gonna let this thing ride. 531 up now, so no real plan with this one. I'm just going to let it ride for now. Or should I take this profit?
SRXH.
Okay, I took some more profit. I made about $1,000 on this one now. I'm gonna let these last 1,000 ride. Actually, I take that back. I'm selling here. I'm up over 2K today in realized profits now, so I'm good with this. As you can see, got back some of those losses, realized 2,238. And the P&L is slightly over $2,000 because I'm waiting for this one to play out, but
NVV.
happy where I'm at. So NVVE. Yeah, that's my move with these, Alex. I'm not kidding. Like if I see it has Solana on it in the name, I'll that's about the only thing I'll take a long position in because I can follow a trend. You know what I mean? I know there's probably better entries in the way I got in, but this is Solana and low float. Sign me up. I'll jump in for a minute. That might be my biggest win today. NVVE. I might enter this one, but I have not had a lot of success with my
NVV.
my pops today. Yeah, no, that's right, Alex. And like whenever like all the companies were mentioning like COVID vaccine and crap, like they were popping like crazy. I didn't get an entry on this one. I was too greedy. And of course, this is the one that's going to fall. Wow. Wow. The other two I got entries on. They all good. That's how it is. Did anybody get this one? NVVE? Took profit at a good time with SRXH too. I, I need to get my stock. And thanks again, Carlos. Owe you a beer for that one because you can. Once I said that, I got out and went long. Um, but I need to get my stock Titan news going again so I can stay close to it. Because if Solana's mentioned, I'm just not going to get in these plays or crypto or whatever. I'm green in this one now. So I'm up 2,200 now. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do, to be honest. I really think it's going to give all this back, but this felt a little manipulated, to be honest. Um, so I'm not sure if there's a well or a market makers or what's going on that's trying to get this higher. But now that it broke below that,
NVV.
I'm feeling pretty confident it's going to go down. So I'm probably just going to ride out. I'm only in 100 more shares. P&L is looking pretty good now, 2,300. So the rest of the morning, I'm probably going to be casual with my entries, but I am going to let this last 100 shares ride out. My entry or my average is 1609. It's funny. I don't long often, or actually never, but Solana's in the name. Did anybody else play that one? Or WVUY? Either of those? That's hilarious. I think my biggest win on the day is going to be a long. I don't know if you can see it, but the P&L for the day. And my biggest win is got long beside it. It's not very common to see. But I needed that. So again, I'm not about to teach about going long because I don't do it. So I don't know if this is a good entry or not. It seems like it could be bouncing off VWAP, but again, I can't give financial advice, nor do I want to. This is all educational, but kind of tempted to catch the bounce off VWAP, but nope, that's not what I do. So I'm not going to do it. Stick with what I know. I'm up today, so I'm just going to be keeping an eye on WBUY. And that's the only position I'm in right now. NVVE crypto play 2. Jeez. You're going to see a lot of that. I mean, just like we notice it, these trash companies notice it too. They put crypto in. And the keyword seems to be Solana, the ones that run. Well, at ASST, I don't know if it mentions Solana, but it had a partnership with Vivek Ramaswamy and other quote unquote positive verbiage like getting $1 billion in Bitcoin and things like that. So I'm not surprised that one ran, but yeah, interesting. I'm not touching this one anymore today, not short or long, because again, kind of like my post in my circle group, I got to stick with what works. I don't know how to long bouncing off VWAP, so I'm not going to do it.
SRXH.
Maybe this is a good example. So it's looking like it's about to fall below VWAP. Staying away from NVVE if it's crypto related too. Anyways, so I'm just going to mostly hang out here in the back row. Keep an eye on WBUY. It's the only one I'm in. Probably won't trade much past pre-market unless, or sorry, market open unless something exciting presents itself. I tried to give some of my money away on these pops, so I'm probably not going to enter any more pops unless it's just substantially. Oops.
SRXH.
I have alerts for whenever the same criteria for my pops when they fall below VWAP. I'm not messing with this one though.
SRXH. NVV.
Barely in profit with SYTA, but wonder if I should trim and re-enter after market opens. Let me pull it up. Wow, NVVE is looking bullish. Maybe that'll steal attention away from this one. Honestly, this one's not crypto affiliated. No, I remember looking at this one. Honestly, if out of all the things that's popping right now, this one interests me the most. But to your question, barely in profit, but wonder if I should trim and re-enter after market opens. I can give you advice, to be honest, so I don't really know, but I can tell you what I would do. It's fallen below VWAP. I really think well, it's dying off, so I don't know. If SRXH and that other one,
NVV,
NVVE, which is making new highs right now, it's going to get most of the attention. So my guess is this is going to keep fading. But again, you've got that depends on your risk tolerance. There's a chance that it could break new highs, especially with the market opening in 15 minutes. But I think there's not going to be a lot of love for SYTA after the market opens, and it's just going to fade. Could be wrong. Wish I'd have got that $2 entry, to be honest. But I'm sitting on my hands. Yeah, but I see what you were saying, Alex. It's a good question. Like if you should trim because it could. I'm not confident this one will pop though. Again, it might. They all can pop, but if you got a decent entry, obviously do what you think. But if I had a decent entry, I'd probably let this one ride some. I think people forget about it. I looked at the news. It was underwhelming. I already forgot what it was. It was so underwhelming. SRXH. Yeah, no, that was a rough one. So I'm gonna start looking at stock or get my news alerts again. So I can avoid these tickers. I hope WBUY rewards me and whoever else is in it for being patient. Because I did not expect it to take this long for this one to play out. But it's looking bearish now, so I'm sitting on, I already forgot how many. Oh, only 100 shares, so yeah, no. This might be the last play I play today, to be honest, unless there's something exciting happens when the market opens here shortly, but I want to go in on the weekend on a decent note. NVVE. Wow, that's a big red candle. Yeah, I'm actually surprised SRXH died off so fast. I took a long because I could see it was breaking out. But besides that, I'm not a long trader. I can tell when something's bullish. That's about it. But I'm actually surprised this one. But who knows? When market opens, this one might heat up. That's what V. That's the crazy thing about V yesterday was that it had a mediocre pop and then just died yesterday. Just died. But this one did get pumped by a pumper, so that makes sense. Moon Market pumped this. So that's probably why this one took off. But sometimes even if they do a move like this, they can still rage. So we'll see. Don't put that blame on me. You got burned. I took yeah. Don't follow my advice when especially going long. I don't know what I'm doing going long. Let me pull that one back up. Nah, I hate to hear that though. It sucks. Yeah, I had a little FOMO with it too. That's why I jumped in. But then then I thought of my circle post yesterday about doing only the things I know and I'm comfortable with, and I was like, all right, you got to sell for profit. Get out. This is not the move. Today, I hate to hear that though, because it definitely looked like it was breaking out. Just me trying to sound like I know. Nah, I used to trade long, but it's been so long, and I was just so inconsistent. I think this one's gonna pay though. At market open, hope so at least. I'm only in 100 shares, but if any of y'all are in it, hope for y'all's sake too. Yeah, SYTA. I'm about to make my morning watch list, but SYTA and WBUI are the only ones I'm really that interested in. And ZKIN if it wants to get to $5. Especially if it gets to 550. Hello, Raven. And if anybody else has hopped on recently, so it's been an interesting morning so far.
NVV,
NVVE sounds like it's still raging. No, it's fallen below VWAP now. I'm not touching it, honestly, because again, I'm sitting at 2200 on the morning, which isn't bad. So I'm probably not going to take, I'm probably not going to risk too much else because again, I like going into the weekend on a green day. So I'm just going to be looking at SYTA. If it wants to get to $2 and especially 225, I'll short it. WBUY, if it wants to get back, since I'm only in 100 shares now, if it wants to get back to 18, 19, I'm going to short it. And ZKIN, same story. If it wants to get to 5, first entry, second entry, 550. Raven, this channel is about shorting small caps. Yes, that's what we do here, or that's what I do. And I have a circle group, and a lot of my members go live with me every day, and that's what they do too.
SRXH,
SRXH starting to bounce again. So I'm gonna send the watch list out real quick. I keep forgetting, putting it off. Yeah, Raven. I'll lab. I have a free circle group that has a lot of that information in it. But after I send out this watch list, I'll elaborate on it. It's not. Yeah, I definitely have criteria, but it's not overly complicated. My criteria. Yeah, SYTA. I probably should have already got. Probably should have got it at that VWAP fell, but again, I'm being picky. I'm gonna wait for it to get up too. So what's the pre-market high? 227 roughly. Yes. Yeah, Raven. It is free. It's in my it should be in my link in this live. It's kind of a beta group, still building it out, but the best part of it is the people that are in it. We got a lot of good people that send out great alerts and knowledgeable in shorting. Thought when I was making this group, it would be a lot of rookies, but we have quite a bit of experienced shorters. Where is, oh, here it is. Market's open.
SRXH.
SRXH halted down. ZKIN not doing much. WVY
NVV.
not doing much. This wasn't a crypto name. This one would be interesting me, but I don't like that it's a crypto name. So Raven, yeah, the criteria for me is there's 3 different ways I short. It's initial pops. It's what we're discussing right now when it makes a pre-market high, a clear pre-market high. If it gets
NVV.
back to that and tries to test it, I will short. And then hold on, I'm looking at NVVE. That must have been the alert for it falling below VWAP. Anyways, what I was saying was, so mostly the 4 a.m. to 6:59 a.m.
NVV.
pops, they randomly pop, and without news, it's usually pumps. They fade away. And I'll pull up an example here shortly. Pre-market runners, ideally over 100% on their initial pop. And VWAP fade. So when things fall below VWAP, I usually put my entries there. The criteria is under 100 million market cap, poor financial situation, meaning they burn cash, don't have a lot of cash, low institutional ownership. That's my main criteria I look for, and ideally up 100%. I will enter if they're not up 100%, but I prefer for it to be under 100%. VEE might make new lows here. WBUY. Yeah, Mike, I do have an affiliate link. It should be in the it's in the circle group. I know you're in the circle group, and it should be in this live description here on YouTube. And there is a little bit of bonus for using my affiliate link.
NVV.
You get a 1% bonus on deposits, 5% discount on locates, and 3 months free access to ZeroPro and ZeroWeb, and no commissions for American USA if it's after 7 a.m. I think. Okay, WBUY just got another entry here. Hoping it doesn't break. Let's see what happens. I think it might have halted. This will be an interesting when it unhalts, that's for sure. It's right here at the yeah, you're back in the green, Alex. What was it on SYTA? Oh yeah, nice fade, nice fade. But yeah, Raven, sorry, I'm kind of pre-market's kind of a busy time to elaborate on it, but yeah, join the group. And I go live stream most days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, YouTube, Tuesday and Thursday, exclusive for Circle. And yeah, but this VWAP fade right here, this is the one I was talking about. Like once it falls below VWAP, it usually fades away. Every now and then it might pop a little bit after that. That's when I add to the position, but I stay in the position unless it breaks to the previous high. But really was contemplating entering this one. I decided against it, but this one will probably fade to the 200 moving average. And Raven, if that's where I usually take my profits. NVVE testing pre-market highs. This is crypto affiliated, so I'm not interested. Yeah, 5 minute. 5 minute is what I use. And normally this is a setup that I love. So this is the pre-market high, 228. And I'm not going to enter this, but even though it's crypto related, it still might not be a bad entry right here. Oh my gosh. So tempting to short this right here, but I kind of have a rule of thumb lately to not short things affiliated with crypto. I usually just get burned by them, but this is a perfect example. Clear pre-market high, 228. This is the range I would normally short it because they usually fail. This one will probably fail, but I'm not going to enter it just because someone in the group said it was crypto related as well. I didn't confirm that, but y'all haven't misled me before, so I assume it is. Yeah, digital asset advisory. Yep. Nope. I'm not messing with this one. Why is this ticker getting any attention? If this thing halts up past 19, I'm not going to be happy. What I expect to happen is going to hit 19 and come straight down. But let's see. Again, the only thing that makes me nervous is that range from that the original pop. But again, the reason why I'm pretty confident in this one is trading for $3 and it just got relisted on NASDAQ and shot up to 27, faded down, bounced off 200, which is common. First green day, red day, green bounce on the third day. That's why TA is trying to come back though. But yeah, Mike, thanks for asking about the affiliate link. Yeah, I do have one. It's in the description. And I really like TradeZero, honestly. Um, I've had very few issues with them, and I know people that usually can get locates. Actually, somebody in the group recently couldn't get locates for a ticker. They asked if I could, and I could. Rarely have issues getting locates. If I can get locates on TradeZero, there's probably none available anywhere. But I mostly trade mobile, and most of y'all know that, but their mobile app isn't too bad either. VEE looks like it's going to break new lows. It'll probably go back to the $253 range, but I'm probably going to keep my eyes on WBUY for now because it's starting to, it should unhalt here soon. So it broke new high. So remember I said 20 I was going to get out. If this candle doesn't close above 20, then I'm still in it. But it might. It's looking kind of bullish. Out of all the things that's moving, I am very surprised this one is. Would really love a halt down right here. So my group knows my criteria. It did not close. Well, I was going to let it go up to 20, but it didn't even close. This candle barely closed under the pre-market high, so I'm still in it. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's so obvious this one's manipulated. But it's a Friday. They'll probably give it all back, but I'm not really sure what's going on with it. Wish it would hold down right here though. Because I'm back to 400 shares now, a little heavy in it, but still feel pretty confident. Couldn't hold over the pre-market highs. It's trying though. It's definitely trying. But to your point, if it's manipulated, they can break the rules. And if they see there's a lot of shorts in here, they might try it to squeeze it. But I'm gonna follow my rules. Sorry, I'm not really bouncing between charts. This is the one I'm the most interested in. So this is the one I'm paying attention to.
NVV.
Katie, yeah, same. I really want this one to play out. NVVE looks like it's making new highs. Jeez. Glad we followed the rules, even though it's crypto and it was flirting with pre-market highs. Glad I didn't enter it because this thing looks like it's going to be a runner today. Wow. It's hard for me to believe anybody's that interested in this ticker, but whatever. Trading for $3, $3 to $4, yeah, 350 roughly, oh, 3 even. Pops up to 27, fades. There's no way this one doesn't fade away unless it's manipulated. I hate to be that guy that says things are manipulated if it doesn't go my way, but I was seeing $300,000, $400,000 bids earlier. Nobody's buying that at this level. You're right. You are right. Usually when they don't follow like the most simple rules, there's usually some manipulation. But the good thing about shorting is sometimes we're on the side that benefits from the manipulation, but not always. Because usually they pump it, as long as you don't get in too early too fast. Because everybody knows the small cap cycle for these trash companies. Fluff PR, pump it, offering. Rinse and repeat. Probably won't stay on until 10 today though. I will probably dip out here shortly. I'm off today and have a few other obligations a little bit later. So I'm only in WBUY and I hope it doesn't break my heart. Oh, that's not a good sign. But I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one, see if where this candle closes. But yeah, this is the only ticker I'm really, or this is the only ticker I'm in today. Looking kind of bullish now though, and it has a high of 26. So we'll see where this one goes. I still think it's going to fade away at some point, but might have to trim my position here or completely close it out, depending on where this candle closes. So I'll be keeping an eye on this. It might have just halted up again. Yeah, it did. But anyways, if anybody has any questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to be bouncing. My Kinfo information is available again. Profile linked. I know a lot of people were asking about that. So, but anyways, thank y'all for hopping on. Thank y'all for subscribing, liking the video, and if anybody's not in the free circle group, feel free to join. It is free for now. I will grandfather everybody in if I ever do start charging who got in free. So the reason I'm doing that is because it's beta. There's not much in there yet, but I'm working on a course. But some of the best features are the member alerts. A lot of the members that are on live today send out alerts, and I think some of them are better than mine, to be honest. So, or most of them are better than mine. So a good shorting community to be a part of. But anyways, appreciate y'all for hopping on. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on WBUY, hoping it doesn't ruin my Green Friday. But anyways, thanks y'all. See you next time.